Why one simple question has divided the football world for almost 20 years. Who is the real GOAT? Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? Two names, two legends, two completely different stories, one endless debate. Some fans believe natural talent is unbeatable. Others believe hard work can surpass anything. One player seems to glide across the pitch as if the ball is part of him. The other attacks every challenge with unmatched determination, turning impossible dreams into reality. Together, they have broken records that many experts once believed would never be touched. They have scored thousands of goals, lifted countless trophies, inspired millions of young footballers, and transformed every match into must-watch television. Entire generations grew up choosing one side. Friendships have been tested. Social media still explodes whenever either of them scores. But here's the biggest question. What if we've all been asking the wrong question? What if the answer isn't as simple as choosing one over the other? Stay until the end, because we're going far beyond goals and trophies. We'll uncover the moments, sacrifices, heartbreaks, victories, and defining chapters that shaped football's greatest rivalry. By the end of this documentary, you may see Messi and Ronaldo in a completely different way. And if you love football documentaries that uncover the stories behind the biggest legends, not just the highlights, make sure you subscribe now. This channel is dedicated to bringing you emotional football stories, legendary rivalries, unforgettable World Cup moments, and documentaries every true football fan should experience. Now, let's go back to where everything truly began. Football has always been filled with legendary rivalries. Pelé and Maradona, Cruyff and Beckenbauer, Zidane and Ronaldo Nazario. Each generation believed it had witnessed football's greatest battle. Then came two young players who changed the sport forever. No one expected history to unfold this way. In one corner stood a quiet teenager from Rosario, Argentina, soft-spoken, shy, small in stature, a boy whose greatest weapon wasn't power or speed, but a football that seemed glued to his feet. In the other corner was a confident teenager from the Portuguese island of Madeira. Explosive, fearless, obsessed with improving every single day, a player who believed limits existed only to be broken. At first, nobody imagined they would define an era. Football fans were simply enjoying two extraordinary talents. But year after year, something incredible happened. Every major trophy seemed to involve one of them. Every Champions League season featured one of them. Every Ballon d'Or ceremony became another chapter in their rivalry. Every record set by one was challenged by the other. It felt almost unreal. Whenever Messi produced magic, Ronaldo responded. Whenever Ronaldo broke a record, Messi answered. It was like watching two superheroes constantly pushing each other to impossible heights. And perhaps that's why this rivalry became something football had never experienced before. It wasn't built on hatred, it wasn't fueled by controversy, it was built on excellence. Their competition forced each player to become even greater. Think about that for a moment. Without Ronaldo, would Messi have reached such unbelievable numbers without Messi? Would Ronaldo have pushed himself to become one of football's greatest goal scorers? No one truly knows. But what we do know is this. Football became better because both existed at the same time. Fans around the world organized their weekends around El Clásico. Children argued during school breaks. Families watched Champions League nights together. Millions wore the famous number 10. Millions proudly wore the famous number 7. Every conversation ended the same way. Messi or Ronaldo. And somehow, no answer ever satisfied everyone. Statistics were compared endlessly. Goals, assists, free kicks, Champions League titles, international trophies, Ballon d'Or awards. Every achievement became another weapon in the debate. Yet something fascinating happened. Even people who supported one secretly admired the other. Because greatness recognizes greatness. The rivalry wasn't destroying football, it was elevating it. Every season felt like a race that neither player wanted to lose. When Messi scored a hat-trick, fans wondered what Ronaldo would do next, when Ronaldo scored 4 goals. Everyone waited for Messi's response. The football calendar became a story with two main characters. Every week delivered another unforgettable chapter, and just when people thought one had finally pulled ahead, the other produced another masterpiece. It was almost unbelievable. But while the world watched them dominate stadiums filled with 80,000 fans, very few truly understood how different their journeys had been, because before the trophies, before the fame, before the global spotlight, both faced battles that could have ended their dreams long before they began. And this is where the story changes completely. Lionel Messi was born in Rosario, Argentina. From an early age, his talent stood out. The football seemed to obey him. Defenders twice his size struggled to stop him, but talent alone wasn't enough. As a child, Messi was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. Without expensive treatment, his dream of becoming a professional footballer looked almost impossible. For many families, that would have been the end. But Messi refused to let circumstances decide his future. His family searched desperately for opportunities. Eventually, one club believed in the skinny teenager when few others could. Barcelona offered him a chance. It meant leaving home, leaving friends, leaving family. Imagine being only 13 years old, moving to another country, speaking a different language, carrying the hopes of your entire family. That's exactly what Messi did. While other teenagers worried about school or making friends, Messi was fighting for a dream that many believed would never happen. Every training session mattered. Every opportunity mattered. He rarely spoke. He simply let the football speak for him. Slowly, the quiet boy from Argentina began astonishing coaches. His dribbling looked impossible. His balance defied logic. The ball stayed so close that defenders often couldn't even touch it. The football world had never seen anything quite like it, yet thousands of kilometers away. Another dream was growing. Cristiano Ronaldo grew up on the Portuguese island of Madeira. Life wasn't easy. His family faced financial struggles. Nothing came easily. From a young age, Ronaldo developed an incredible obsession with becoming the best. Not one of the best, the best. While others finished training, he continued. While teammates rested, he practiced. Failure only made him work harder. Like Messi, Ronaldo also left home at a young age to pursue football. Imagine the pressure. Leaving your family. Feeling alone. Trying to prove yourself among hundreds of talented young players. Many children would have given up. Ronaldo didn't. He transformed every weakness into motivation. His speed improved. His strength improved. His finishing improved. His heading improved. His mentality became almost legendary. He didn't wait for greatness. He chased it every single day. That's what made these two stories so fascinating. Messi's genius appeared effortless. Ronaldo's greatness looked earned through relentless determination. One inspired people to believe in natural brilliance. The other inspired people to believe anything was possible through hard work. Neither path was easy. Neither journey was guaranteed. Both required sacrifice. Both demanded courage. Both endured criticism. Before becoming global superstars, both experienced painful defeats, missed opportunities, moments of doubt, pressure that few people could ever understand. But instead of breaking them, those moments shaped them. Every setback became fuel. Every criticism became motivation. Every obstacle became another reason to keep moving forward. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson their stories teach us. Champions aren't created when everything goes perfectly. Champions are created when everything seems to be falling apart, and they refuse to quit. The world would soon witness the next chapter. The chapter where these two extraordinary journeys finally collided on football's biggest stages, where every goal mattered. Every trophy mattered, every Ballon d'Or mattered, and every El Clásico felt like the final battle between two giants. What happened next didn't just change their careers, it changed football forever. The stage was set. Two extraordinary careers, two completely different personalities, and now, the biggest clubs in the world. By the late 2000s, football had entered a new era. Every weekend, millions of fans weren't just watching matches anymore. They were watching history unfold. Cristiano Ronaldo had already announced himself to the world with breathtaking performances, combining blistering pace, incredible athleticism, and an eye for spectacular goals. Every season he looked stronger, faster, and more determined than the last. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi was becoming Barcelona's greatest weapon. His dribbling seemed impossible to explain. Defenders tried everything. They kicked him, pulled his shirt, crowded him with 3 or 4 players, yet somehow he kept finding a way through. Commentators around the world began running out of words. Fans weren't just watching football, they were witnessing art. Then came the moment that turned an incredible rivalry into an obsession. Cristiano Ronaldo arrived at Real Madrid. Now, the two greatest players on the planet weren't separated by different leagues. They were rivals in Spain. The biggest club rivalry in football suddenly became even bigger. Every El Clásico became more than a match. It became a global event. Entire cities stopped, restaurants filled with supporters. Families gathered around televisions. Millions stayed awake deep into the night just to witness 90 unforgettable minutes. It wasn't simply Barcelona against Real Madrid anymore. It became Messi against Ronaldo, and neither man ever wanted to lose. Every sprint carried purpose. Every free kick carried pressure. Every celebration sent shockwaves across the football world. One magical dribble from Messi could be answered by a thunderous Ronaldo header. One impossible Ronaldo free kick could be followed by a breathtaking Messi solo run. The football world lived from one masterpiece to the next. Then came the Ballon d'Or battles, year after year. The entire football community waited for one announcement: who would be crowned the world's best player? Sometimes it was Messi, sometimes it was Ronaldo. Every ceremony created fresh debates. Every decision divided fans. Some argued Messi's vision and creativity had never been seen before. Others believed Ronaldo's incredible consistency and mentality made him unmatched. No matter who won, the debate only became louder. And maybe that was exactly what made this rivalry unforgettable. Neither player allowed the other to stay comfortable. If Ronaldo scored 50 goals, Messi answered. If Messi produced another magical season, Ronaldo somehow found another level. It felt almost impossible. Every year, experts wondered, surely they can't keep doing this. Surely their numbers must decline. But they didn't. Instead, they shattered expectations all over again. Goals that looked impossible became routine. Hat tricks became normal. Breaking records became another weekend at the office. Think about that for a second. Scoring 30 goals in a season is extraordinary for most elite players. Messi and Ronaldo made 50, 60, and sometimes even more goals seem almost ordinary. They completely changed what football fans expected from greatness. Young players entering professional football suddenly faced impossible comparisons. One outstanding season, people asked if they could reach Messi's level. A record-breaking year, people wondered if they could match Ronaldo. The standards had changed forever. But numbers alone never explained the full story, because football isn't played on spreadsheets. It's played in moments. Moments that stay with fans forever. A dazzling solo goal that leaves defenders frozen. A towering header in the dying minutes. A stunning free kick under enormous pressure. A Champions League knockout performance that silences an entire stadium. Those were the moments that built their legends. And nowhere did those moments matter more than Europe's biggest competition, the UEFA Champions League. For Cristiano Ronaldo, it became a stage where pressure seemed to unlock his greatest performances. The brighter the lights, the bigger the occasion, the more dangerous he became. Knockout matches, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Again and again, Ronaldo delivered goals when his teams needed them most. He earned a reputation that terrified defenders before kickoff even began, because everyone knew, if you gave him one chance, that might be enough. Messi created a different kind of fear. You could defend perfectly for 89 minutes. Then, in 1 second, everything changed. One touch, one turn, one burst of acceleration, one impossible finish. The match belonged to him. There were games where the crowd didn't even react immediately. They simply stared, trying to understand what they had just witnessed. That was Messi's magic. He made extraordinary football look effortless. And Ronaldo? He made impossible determination look normal. Different styles, same greatness. One trusted instinct. The other trusted relentless preparation. One floated through defenders. The other exploded past them. One painted football. The other conquered it. Neither approach was better, only different. And that's why choosing between them became almost impossible. Fans often searched for one perfect answer, but every answer raised another question. If football is about pure talent, who wins? If football is about mentality, who wins? If football is about longevity, who wins? If football is about trophies, who wins? Every argument had another argument waiting. Every statistic had another statistic standing beside it. Every opinion found millions who agreed, and millions who completely disagreed. The rivalry had become larger than football itself. Social media exploded after every match. Television debates lasted for hours. Friends argued, families argued, entire countries argued. Yet, through all the noise, one thing remained undeniable. Both players respected what the other had achieved. They didn't need to insult each other. Their football did the talking, and perhaps that's one of the greatest reasons this rivalry still commands respect today. It wasn't built on hatred. It was built on relentless excellence. Each pushed the other toward levels the sport had rarely witnessed. Imagine football without Ronaldo. Would Messi have needed to reach such extraordinary heights? Now imagine football without Messi. Would Ronaldo have chased perfection with the same relentless hunger? We'll never know. Because history chose something even more extraordinary. It gave us both. At the same time. For nearly 2 decades, generation after generation may never experience another rivalry like this again. The records they set seemed impossible. The expectations they created became almost unfair for everyone who followed. Young superstars today are incredibly talented, but they are constantly compared with 2 players who redefined greatness itself. And that tells you everything. This wasn't just a battle between 2 footballers, it became a battle between 2 philosophies: natural genius against relentless self-improvement, quiet leadership against fearless confidence, creative brilliance against unstoppable ambition. Neither philosophy was wrong. Both inspired millions. Children copied Messi's dribbles in the streets. Others practiced Ronaldo's celebrations after every goal. Some dreamed of creating magic. Others dreamed of outworking everyone. 2 different dreams, 1 beautiful game. But just when many believed club football had settled the debate, another challenge remained, one that carries a different kind of pressure, one that no Champions League trophy could replace. Playing for your country, representing millions of people, carrying the hopes of an entire nation. And for both Messi and Ronaldo, that chapter would test them in ways club football never could. Some of their greatest triumphs and some of their most heartbreaking moments were still waiting to come. For years, one argument followed Messi everywhere. He can do it for Barcelona. But can he do it for Argentina? It became the one question that refused to disappear. Every international tournament brought new hope, and sometimes new heartbreak. Final after final slipped away. Each defeat brought heavier criticism. People began wondering if one of the greatest players in football history would finish his career without lifting a major international trophy. Then, on the other side of Europe, Cristiano Ronaldo faced a different challenge. Portugal had never been considered one of football's traditional giants. Expectations were enormous, and every tournament carried the weight of an entire nation. Whenever Portugal fell short, Ronaldo carried the blame. Whenever Argentina lost, Messi faced the same burden. Because that's what happens when you're the face of a generation. The victories belong to the team. The defeats belong to the superstar. Then everything began to change. In 2016, Cristiano Ronaldo finally achieved one of the greatest moments of his career by helping Portugal win the UEFA European Championship. Although injury forced him off early in the final, his passion on the sidelines became unforgettable as he encouraged every teammate until the final whistle. Years later, Portugal added another major international trophy by winning the UEFA Nations League, strengthening Ronaldo's legacy as a leader for his country. But football wasn't finished writing its greatest story. In 2021, Lionel Messi finally lifted the Copa América with Argentina. It wasn't just another trophy. It was relief. Years of criticism disappeared in a single night. The tears, the celebrations, the embrace with his teammates. It felt like an entire nation had been waiting for that moment. Many believed the GOAT debate had finally found its answer. Then came Qatar, the 2022 FIFA World Cup, perhaps the most important tournament of Messi's career. Every match carried enormous pressure. Every victory brought Argentina one step closer to history. And when the final whistle blew after one of the greatest World Cup finals ever played, Lionel Messi finally lifted the one trophy that had always been missing. The image of him holding the FIFA World Cup instantly became one of football's most iconic moments. For millions of fans, the debate was over, but for millions of others, it wasn't. because greatness has never belonged to just one statistic. Cristiano. Ronaldo's journey inspired millions to believe that relentless work can overcome almost anything. Lionel Messi inspired millions to believe that football can still be beautiful. One became the ultimate symbol of discipline, the other became the ultimate symbol of natural genius. And maybe that's why this rivalry will never truly have a universal winner. Because every fan defines greatness differently. Some value creativity, some value consistency, some value trophies, some value mentality, some value records. Others value the unforgettable feeling a player gives them every time they touch the ball. Perhaps the real answer isn't hidden inside numbers at all. Perhaps the greatest gift football ever gave us wasn't choosing between Messi and Ronaldo. It was allowing us to witness both during the same era. Think about it. For nearly 20 years, football fans woke up knowing that somewhere in the world, either Messi or Ronaldo might produce another magical moment. A stunning free kick,